First of all, I would like to welcome you all to this important and topical event on post-crash economics, and I am happy to see so many of you here tonight. Promoting new economic thinking has been one of the most important topics for Kalevi Sorsa Foundation in recent years. Our annual Research and Policy Day dealt with technology and inequality just 3 weeks ago. And in past years we have organized seminars on such topics such as Eurozone sovereign debt crisis and full employment policy. Our publications, on the other hand, have dealt with tax policy, financial markets, the ecological constraints of economic development, and post-Keynesian macroeconomics. I personally started working at the Kalevi Sorsa Foundation with economic policy matters in spring 2009, which was the time when the G20 leaders held emergency meetings on how to save the global economy after the Lehman Brothers crash. And at that time, regulation of the financial markets and the return of Keynesianism were popular catchphrases in the press. And I have to confess that at that time I was one of those optimists that thought that this crisis is going to bring a bigger change in economic thinking, and we could perhaps see reforms comparable to the expansion of the European welfare states in the post-war era, or the New Deal reforms in the US in the 1930s. But as we know, soon the sovereign debt crisis in Greece broke out, and the era of fiscal austerity and mass unemployment became a reality in Europe. And we didn't also witness a big change in the thinking of the economics profession, and the heterodox schools of economic thought, such as the post-Keynesians, Marxists, evolutionary economists, or ecological economists, still didn't receive much attention in the mainstream press. Of course, there have been some positive signs of progress in economic thinking in recent years. Institute of New Economic Thinking was launched by billionaire George Soros, which has brought funding and visibility to new economic ideas. Behavioral economics by Robert Shiller and Georg Akerlof are definitely a step forward from the efficient market hypothesis by the Chicago School of Economics. And recently, Thomas Piketty's Capital in the 21st Century has really brought the question of inequality back to macroeconomic thinking. But still, I have to confess that when I read from the Guardian newspaper last year that there is this new emerging movement of economics students, movement of economic students called the post-crash economic thinking, that wants to bring pluralism to economic teaching. I was really pleased to hear about this. So like many of you, tonight I am eager to hear and learn more about the ideas of the post-crash economics society and this movement, and hear if there is some common ground to be found in reforming economic thinking. I am also happy to inform you that our tonight's event will be videotaped and put online to Kalevi Sorsa Foundation's webpage and YouTube channel. And on behalf of Kalevi Sorsa Foundation, I would also like to thank the Finnish Political Economy Association for partnering with us in this event. But again, welcome on my behalf to this event, and next I will give floor to Elina Aaltio from the University of Helsinki, who will be moderating today's session.